Well, I have just had a lovely Christmas. It was my second Christmas in Japan since I moved over here last December, and of course, this was my daughter's first Christmas. And this time, Christmas started at 4 a.m. for me, as my daughter, who normally sleeps very well between feedings, was finding it hard to sleep. And according to my wife, she had been having trouble sleeping since 2 a.m. So somehow I was able to sleep through it, but normally I wake up at the slightest sound. So we were both terribly tired on Christmas Day, which is a shame because my daughter had been sleeping like really well lately, and for whatever reason, on the night before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, she didn't sleep so well, and then slept throughout almost all Christmas Day. So it was fine for her. She had great time sleeping, but my wife and I were really tired throughout the whole day. Now I'll tell you a bit about what Christmas Day is like in Japan. I may probably mentioned this last year as well, but for those of you who have joined us recently or didn't listen to last year's episode, Christmas Day is not a holiday in Japan. So when I went outside to take my rubbish to the collection point, there's no sense of stillness. There's nothing, nothing's different about the day. So in England, on Christmas morning, you can wake up and sort of look outside your window and everything just feels still and quiet and different. And the reason is because almost everyone is off work. It's a holiday. And everyone's in their house, just celebrating Christmas. So there's almost no cars on the road. There's very, very little traffic. So it just feels like the whole world has come to a halt, as if everything stopped. Although, it's only England and certain other countries. But it really does feel like a very different atmosphere. But like I say, in Japan, it's just a regular day. So it's sort of a little hard to believe that it's Christmas over here. You'll find like Christmas trees and like inflatable snowmen and like an inflatable Father Christmas figure and Christmas music playing in most of the stores over here. But the Christmas in Japan is just like a commercial thing. It's just a money-making thing for shops, really. Although I do hear that it's quite common for children to receive presents on Christmas Day, and I do know that it's often seen as like a time for couples. Might go on a Christmas date or something like that. But I don't think there's much understanding of a Christmas spirit over here. And the Christmas spirit, I think, is the sort of best part of Christmas. It's that time to think, reflect upon your behavior. And how how kind you've been to people, how you can improve, all kinds of things. Think about what kind of state the world's in, what type of world you'd like to see. There's all when I think of like a Christmas spirit, it's like a sort of general feeling of goodwill, of kindness towards other people, and it's a nice time of the year, sort of towards the end of the year, to think. To focus on that and just think about ways to improve and, I don't know, things you'd like to see get better and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that really exists over here in Japan, but perhaps it does for New Year's instead, because that's like, that's the big holiday over here, New Year's holiday. And, a new year is a new year, so perhaps everyone's thinking those kind of thoughts then instead. Anyway, I did make Christmas dinner this year, and I think I excelled this year. So, I think I did a really good job this year. Last year, it was not a very good Christmas dinner, but that's my first. That was my first attempt at Christmas dinner, and like this year, I was a bit more prepared for it, I think. So I think it looked. What I was able to prepare, I think, looked a lot more authentic this time. Although we didn't have turkey. Although we still didn't have turkey. And turkey is like the sort of main meat that you'd expect to see on a Christmas dinner. And you can occasionally buy like a small cut, a small piece of turkey in certain supermarkets over here. I think I've seen it once, maybe in one supermarket. But I didn't really feel like I had enough free time to, go around searching for turkey, because, looking after a baby and so on. So I just went for the easy option, and I just ended up cooking some chicken breast instead. So on my Christmas dinner, I had some boiled potatoes, some roast potatoes, some green peas, some sausage, some chicken, and some, I forgot the name of it for some reason, some broccoli. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at a photograph and I'm trying to think, what were these things called now? I think they were called broad beans. See, there's this weird thing that's happening over here where I'll buy something in a supermarket and it will be written in Japanese, obviously. So I start calling it that name. And then when I try to think of like, what's it called in English, I'm never 100% sure. Is it really this thing, or is it just something that looks like this thing I think it is? Does that make any sense? I hope it does, because sometimes you can buy oranges over here, and they've got different names. Like, it's not just called an orange. So there's this type of orange and that type of orange and another type of orange, and like I think there's an orange called something like a decapon or something like that, and it's got like a little like bumpy bit on it, and so there's things that don't even exist in England, all kinds of fruits and vegetables. So sometimes I buy something and I think it's this in English, but it turns out to be something completely different. So anyway, I think we ate broad beans. I'm not too sure. And carrots. And normally I wouldn't put broad beans on a Christmas dinner, I don't think, but I was struggling to find stuff to put on the Christmas dinner, and I wanted it to, look full and have lots of vegetables and so on. So the things that were missing, apart from the turkey, would be pigs in blankets, and they're like sausages that are wrapped in bacon. So the sausage is a pig, and the blanket looks like... No, the bacon looks like a blanket. I was also missing Brussels sprouts, which my wife hates. But if I could have found some, I definitely would have really enjoyed those on my meal. And I didn't have any cranberry sauce either. I couldn't find any in the supermarket. But one thing I did have that was very much enjoyed by my wife and I was a stuffing ball. And my wife had never seen one of these things before. And you definitely cannot buy these in Japan. I've never seen them anywhere. And all it is it's like a collection of herbs and onion and maybe some breadcrumbs thrown in as well. And you can shape it into a ball or whatever shape you fancy it to be in, and you eat it with the meat, with the chicken. And she really enjoyed that. Now you can make the stuffing yourself, but I cheated, and I requested that my parents sent it over to me. So every year they send us a parcel. Actually, this year they went crazy and they sent 3 parcels, which was ridiculous, really. I mean, the cost of postage to send a 2-kilogram parcel from England to Japan is crazy. So yeah, I think they spent too much there. But anyway, in one of these parcels, they sent a box of stuffing, and that just makes the whole process a lot easier. So you just put this like stuffing mix into a container and then add hot water and then cook it in an oven, and it's done. So yeah, in the end, it was quite a success, but still sort of difficult to achieve because we've got an oven. We've got a microwave oven, so it's a very tiny oven. And being English, I'm used to having an oven, like a big, underneath the cooker. Well, actually, it's part of the cooker. This big door that you sort of pull down, and a big gas oven, and you can cook it like an entire turkey in it. It's so big, and vegetables at the same time. So I had to make use of the grill. There's like a mini grill, which is typically for grilling fish, in the sort of like stove top thing that everyone has over here. So I had to make use of some gas rings and the gas stove, the gas grill and the microwave oven, and then after that had finished, I had to use the microwave again to do some frozen vegetables that I bought, and it was difficult to sort of like get everything done together. But in the end, it was all hot. All the food was hot, and we had some gravy sent over to us as well, because that's another thing you can't buy over here. So yeah, in the end, I really enjoyed that dinner. It wasn't the best Christmas dinner I've ever had. Like I said, it was missing quite a few things, but I really enjoyed it. It was like a little taste of home, I suppose. I don't eat that kind of food in Japan anymore, and I was going to say I wouldn't have had it for a year. That's not true, because I went back to England in September, didn't I? August. I went back to England in August, didn't I? So that would have been the last time I had this kind of meal. But yeah, it was really nice. It helped make my Christmas day feel more Christmassy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, and I might talk a bit more about this next episode. So until then, hope you had a lovely Christmas too, if you celebrate it, and see you again soon.